Everybody wants to be an astronaut. Take the long, tall trail to the sun.
Howdy everyone, hello and welcome back to more for the Golden Path International Tournament, being sponsored by Unfussable Narrative. I am your host and commentator, the BlackShadow, and with the group stages complete and the wildcards having taken their toll, it is time for the knockout stages of the tournament. We're at the business end, where every one of the remaining players are ready to stake their claim towards the $1,000 prize pool. Out of 160 entrants, only 56 players remain, and we begin in the round of 14. This is the first of 3 knockout rounds before we make our way to the final. The rules here are fairly straightforward. All winners, second places, and the 8 best third places of the 14 matches will make their way to the next round. Those getting a higher position will receive better seeding into the draw. So these matches are going to feature a mix of those that top the group stages, those who've made second places, and of course the 16 wildcard survivors who've had to battle and make their way here. There's no second chances anymore. Anyone who doesn't make the cut is just simply eliminated from the tournament, and after 3 rounds of knockouts, we will find out who will be competing for the $500 first place prize. So let's run down who we're going to be having today here on Table A. So first up is Patience is a Virtue, the heavily respected member of the TI4 community. And other things got a place here with Dune Imperium as well. Patience did manage to top Group A, the group featuring the Imperium Cup champion Drazo, winning 3 of 4. A very, very impressive performance in not an easy group at all. Was very, very solid throughout. Patience also showing a bit of range as well, winning with the Beast Raban, Tessie Vernius, and Baron Harkonnen. Really 3 of the, quote, stronger Rise of X leaders, unquote, going around, and also making second place with Duke Leto. But every game was scoring at least 10 victory points, if not more, and just being very, very solid. Only losing the first game to Drazo, but getting revenge later on in the tournament. Joining him is another group winner, actually, and that is going to be ugotfranked, also known as Bug-Eye, who topped Group L. This is also a very, very heavy competitive group, the so-called European Group of Death, with Zazabu, who was the #1 ranked player on the ELO systems before the drawings were taken, Unfussable, our own tournament sponsor, and a lot of other good players here as well, but again, played really strong, thoroughly deserved to top the table here with 3 wins out of 4. It was a great recovery story for Ugot as well, because their first game in week 2, they came last. It was a ridiculous match. They scored 10 victory points and came 4th in a ridiculous 45-point game, which was won by Unfussable. But making the comeback, winning 3 games on a trot, very, very impressive, playing as the Beast, County Orban, and then the Beast again in the final week. So, very deserving of topping the table, and a great recovery for them. Next up is HereticD 2000, who came second in this crazy close group R, only narrowly edging out Green Flame to book their automatic spots into the next rounds. Kind of similar as well, starting off not in the best of spots, coming third in their first game playing as 100, but from then on, playing pretty strong with victories as Princess Yuna as well as Duke Leto. But yeah, it was very, very close, very competitive, not managing quite the top Irion, who we'll be seeing later on in the tournament, but pretty good, 29% plus average points rating, very healthy indeed. Making up the game is going to be Toll, who is our wildcard qualifier, although to be fair, they played incredibly well as well, as you can see here, Group P, very narrowly just coming third place, still winning 2 games, to be fair, so played very, very strongly. A bit of a dicey first match for them with Helena, only scoring 7 victory points, but follow-up wins with Tessia as well as the Baron, doing enough to get them through for a wildcard spot. Unfortunately, not managing to defeat Captain West, who had a strong end of tournament showing to sneak their way into second place. Toll then coming through the wildcard C, I believe specifically, managing a 15-point game as Count Ilban, by far and away the highest scoring player in the wildcard stages. I don't think anyone else even got to 13. Kind of ridiculous, the way it goes sometimes, so thoroughly deserving this spot here, and this should be a very high-quality match today. Alright, and so we're just getting ourselves sat down and ready for the Group A game here, being joined by Lannister here for commentary. Hello.
Glad to be here. A lot of my good friends are here to play, and hey, it's sad to see one of them only go through.
Not quite. I mean, there's top 2 and some of the best thirds go through this first round, so it's not.
That is true. That's true.
So, it's not that. But we got a couple minutes before the game actually starts. Everyone's just sorting themselves out. Me and Lannister were obviously talking pre before this about my Group J, my wildcard game, even, I should say. If you've not seen it, you probably should. I didn't show all of it. It was just the what would you have done game. But it's. I will go on record and saying I'm still kind of sore and a little bit sick about how that played out. I mean, I'm still kind of sick about the game, so...
Oh, dude. Don't even. Like, you didn't do anything wrong. Like, there's, like, ideas of what could have been better, but come on. Like, when it comes to down to the knit and wire of it, everybody would have been stuck in the same position.
So the game is up?
Yeah, you had 5 minutes to get in. Sorry, man.
Yeah. I'm taking your spot now. It's the only way. It's the
Too
only way I can make
bad.
the knockouts.
Too bad.
You fought all this weight just to lose by 5-minute lateness.
You had no confidence. That was your downfall.
I don't know. I think I had too much confidence, apparently.
Yeah, that was rough. I watched your video with the what should have
it was.
done.
It's A, a fascinating spot, and B, it's a quote unquote great bad beat story.
Sadness and despair. That's all I can say. What a rough situation you were put in.
So it's a brutal way to go out of a tournament, but it is what it is. So yeah, and that's it. And the other thing it sucks as well is that if I had made it through, like I would have actually been in match B, which is where Lannister was as well. So we've got denied that as well. That also sucks.
Like looking forward to that. I was like, what would that match look like?
It would have been. It would have been great. To be fair, like looking at the overall fixtures list, like so many round of 14s, like the quality of the players here is so good. Yeah, even if I'd have just gone straight out in the next game, it's like at least I would have had a shot. But yeah, it's hard not to feel.
I think it would have been good for both of us because you and I have like completely contrasting play styles, so it would have benefited to both of us, to be honest. So I would have preferred to face you.
But alas, anyway. So yeah, so the players are sat down here. Getting ready for it. So let's have a look at what's actually going on here with this one. So it's a fairly decent opening row, I'm not going to lie. There's a lot going on here, actually. The techs are great as well. Liatkind's obviously stand out here. That's going to be highly sought after. Might see some early reveals for that, possibly. Opulence very strong. Gene Manipulation, a great utility card. Charney is, the Whirly Water's pretty good, but obviously a little bit pricey. And Smuggler's Fopt are highly desirable in Rise of Ix. And then we've got our techs as well. Memo Corders, very strong early. Artillery for combat. That with, like, Charney could be really hard to play against. And Wind Transfer for even more water. So there is absolutely gobs of options here. You could go Influence, Combat. You could go for Spice Must Flow. Like, so much going on here, which is why we see Toll taking Helena in fourth position. Think kind of as a, sure, what the hell sort of pick here. Patience picks Baron very quickly in third. And now the choices get a bit more interesting for second and first place. Someone's going to have to make kind of a weird choice here by the looks of it.
Second choice, I would definitely go Hundro. The roll is so good for Hundro right now. And you got the Thopter, you got this Gene Manipulation, you got cheap techs out there to help you out.
It's a very shame. I was really hoping to see Beast. This is like such a monstrous Beast. Like, there's so much to do here as Beast and nothing there.
Yuna's also really awesome here with the Opulence out there.
I don't even hate Memnon here. I actually think Memnon's actually not bad here, all things being
You're a brave man.
I'm just saying, like, I will point out for CJ's behalf, like, when I see a board that's good for Memnon, I will point it out. I'm not saying pick him, but I'm just saying you could do worse. Hundro is picked in second. Means Heretic is going to be up here to make kind of a funky pick. And he knows there's going to be a lot of strong leaders out. So is he going to feel going for Yuna? But Yuna in first place is difficult. I don't feel it's a good place because there's kind of too many things you want to do.
I think he will go Memnon.
He's going to go Memnon. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have gone for Paul. I don't know if I've really gone for anyone else. I don't even think this is that great a Romba row either. So I think Memnon was probably the right pick? Question mark?
I think he's going to hope to hit fold space and circle back for the mem quarters.
Anyways.
That's what I think he's going for.
So everyone's going to pick their start here. So Hundro keeps hold of Bypass to get rid of Bypass. So he's after Spice and immediately at Kynes. I think Hundro is going to go Hager Basin here to get Lee at Kynes by the looks of it.
100% agree.
That looks to be the plan. Preferably with Ring if possible. Baron's got choices of what tokens to take here. Spacing seems kind of automatic, but the second coin is not so obvious. It's kind of some weird choices here. Memnon's in, Helena's in. Kind of weird. 100 to the right here, but they are the big faction access, like, rushing person, though. Like, there's no Tesia.
Heretic's in trouble.
Heretic has not drawn great here, it should be noted. But obviously, we've got to wait for Baron to make their choice. Baron really slaving over this. They're considering going Emperor and abandoning the Fremen, which is curious. They are going to abandon Fremen here. What is the reasoning for this?
Free real estate for Frank.
Very curious to leave the Fremen there. I guess they're trying to hedge their bets. Now, this is where this is a bit of a fun concept. So it's not just about winning here. So this is kind of somewhat reminiscent of the very first Artificery tournament in that top 2 go through. Not just the winner guaranteed. All top 2 will get through. So makes this kind of curious. So it means that it's not just about winning. Obviously, if you do win, you will get a better draw into the next round here. But we might see some might try and rush really far ahead to hope that nothing too bad happens. And here we go, all happens here. So Memnon goes to tech negotiation, does not bother getting to buy anything. Here comes the bypass to grab hold of Lietkynes immediately, which is not going to make the Baron too happy. And Lady Jessica turns up. Oh my good grief. So huge cards about. Helena's looking at that thinking, how can I possibly get this?
I think Hunjo should have went Fold Space first, to be honest. I don't think someone would have snap revealed immediately.
No, I don't think so. But didn't want to take the risk. I don't know. When the Memnon goes Dagger immediately, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he does.
That could be a possibility.
I mean, if Memnon had gone like a normal faction space, sure. But Memnon went tech negotiation straight away, so I don't hate it. Baron just goes to Fold Space here. He's wondering what is going on here. Helena's going to see me, so she's got 4 persuasion. So is she going Arakim with Ring and then tech negotiation to get Jessica? Is that worth it? Get artillery while you're at it, I guess?
Yeah, why not? I mean, if you get that, golden.
But the thing is, she'd have to draw specifically her other convincing argument. I think it's the only other card that gets her there, so she's not going to bother. She's just going to go stand here. It is the mixed. It's a spice skirmish here with the extra troop for winning. Very unusual. I haven't seen very much of this in the tournament at all here. It's a bit of a weird first place. The extra troop's kind of nice, but second place maybe more desirable. It's kind of weird. Arakeen for Memnon. Draws his signet. Ooh, I didn't like that for Memnon. Why not just go Carthag? Ooh, don't know if I like the extra draw there. I mean, he's got still 5 persuasion, but that's, I don't know. I'm not too sure I like that.
I think we're likely to see a research station moved by Toll.
Well, looks like they might be going research station with Signet Ring. Maybe that's the intention. You might be right there. Hunjo just goes for wealth, has 2 daggers in hand. Baron is going to Hardy Warriors, surely, as it's still there. There's no reason not to do it. He gets the troop back on the combat as well, so this is kind of nice for Baron here. He can put him forward. It's only going to cost him 3 in the end of the day. And we're going to see the curious bumpy. I guess, I don't know if he's going to be too happy about the fact that he decided to go all in, went for the Emperor bump here. And Hunter has already taken 2 of them. So, a bit of a weird one, but he will have access to the shipping immediately, so it's not a disaster. So yeah, it's up to Helena here. I mean, she is set up to go research station. She's not guaranteed to get Jessica, though. She'd need to get 3 persuasion off her cards, and if she pulls a dagger, it's not guaranteed.
I still gamble for it. If you hit 6, you're still good for opulence.
Yeah. And Opulences doesn't seem too bad as second place. It's a bit of a weird card for Helena, though. She's going to be completely resourceless, though, is the issue. That doesn't feel too great. I mean, you could argue, like, you can go wealth with that to kind of try and recover and get Swordmaster a bit. I guess there is that, but it's got me a little wary. It's kind of, again, this is the weird situation people are going to have here. It's slightly different rules, so it's not about necessarily taking risks to win games. It's to not come last in this round, which is a different mindset, and players have to adjust for this. You know, about 50-odd% of the third places will also qualify, but if you come last, you're out. If you come at good third place, you think you've got a decent shot of getting through. So it's more about survival these games rather than out-and-out winning. So players will have to adjust their game plans a little bit for this, which I think is cool, by the way. You might disagree, but I like that with this tournament, it's kind of got the different disciplines. You know, it's not just about 4 players when it goes through, for example. Like, you know, the different fields and different ways of playing the games. You have to slightly adjust your tactics on the way through. I think makes for a fun experience.
Great. Go for the research station.
So they're considering punting. No, they're going to play safe. They're going to play it safe. They don't want to take the risk. They do have to signet ring something. They are forced to. Helena has no option. She must take a card out. Smuggler's Fopter looks good to get rid of just to stop other people getting it. And Fopter you're going to eventually get use out of. It's not a bad reveal. The persuasion and the spice isn't terrible for now.
I prefer the selective breeding.
Gene manipulation.
Just because... Sorry, gene manipulation, yeah.
It's a better card for Helena, for sure. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
At the immediate purpose. So she is going to put that aside. Local fence is found. Not bad. And we see the reveals here. So Melon's going to reveal for 5. They take Charney for the extra water here. So they're going to... So they're basically forcing Helene to make a choice here. I think Memnon's considering some research station action. Hundro with 2 and 2 daggers grabs the liaison here. Baron is going to wonder, how are they letting me have Smuggler's Fopter here? Assassination mission turns up in the row, and Helena is going to reveal for free to get hold of G Manipulation. They could grab Assassination as well there, actually. That's kind of a nice pair-up, perhaps, with G Manipulation. Maybe. They need... I mean, they might want the money for, like, opulence plays, perhaps. We'll see. But
I have a strong feeling Hundro's just going to punt the game over to Baron and go for second with the Leah Kynes combo.
And just going to kind of turtle up here and just try and make top 2.
Yep, I think he's just going to hand the game over to Patience, from my point of view.
We shall see. Risky business, though. Risky business. So, no one to play anything. Nothing in hand. So, Baron takes the win here. 2 spice. No, it's just a spice apiece for green and yellow. Nothing for blue. I'm going to move on here. So, curious to see what Helena's going to do here. She's got a second crack at Research Station if she wants it. If not, Memnon is... Oh, Memnon doesn't actually have access, and Memnon must be eyeing up Great Flat then, I guess. Curious. We'll see. Yeah, it's the problem with Memnon here. Drawing that signet ring is made this second round kind of dicey. So I would have preferred just going Carfag, but I guess he really wanted to make sure he got the water, I guess. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, Hunter's up first here. Next combat is Raid Stockpiles. Very good if it's early in the game, not so much later on. First and second look very juicy here. That spice is going to be pretty nice. Hundro up first. Hundro finds Leah Kynes immediately. Signet Ring also in hand. Are they going to be tempted to try and draw some cards and find some whatever you want to call it there. Sorry, my maths has completely disappeared from me. I'm sorry.
He's going for artillery.
I mean, must be going artillery. What is going on here?
What?
Wow.
Confused.
Is he going to reveal for Jessica?
Guess so.
I think he's just revealing for Jessica. He's got 7, and he figures, well, if Leah Kynes, if Lady Jessica, like, I just don't come last? Is that his logic here?
Guess so. Well, he gets a free bump on Spacing Guild if he does this.
I think he's going to rush Emperor.
That could be the case, yeah.
I think he's rushing Emperor. We'll see here. So, Baron up. So, Baron's got 2 loads of city access. Might see an Arakeen trip here, I don't hate. The problem is, it's awkward here. He's got his signet ring. If he doesn't go smuggling now, he's never getting it, is the problem. As Heretic has a good look at everyone's discard piles, as everyone is wont to do. I don't know, do you just go smuggling here as Baron first? It's kind of awkward. Recon's getting shot. No, he's gonna... Interesting. I guess he's expecting Helena to cash in, I guess is what he's thinking.
She's just trying to be greedy with the spice.
I mean, that's also very possible here. Five doing Desert Planet, which is not great, I'm not going to lie. It's not really what he was looking for. I don't know what he was looking for. I guess diplomacy. I don't know. Kind of a weird move there. Yeah, I think most people would probably just gone smuggling with the signet ring and kind of reassess from there, but so be it.
Galena has to pivot over to opulence.
Oh, I guess he doesn't have to. He can use his signet ring on instead of shipping, can't he? Of course, he's already there. Because, yeah, I forgot about that. He got access to everything.
Yep.
So...
Frank gave him an early Christmas present.
Yeah. Maybe he was looking for Smuggler's Fopter, perhaps, and he was going to use that instead. Maybe that's why he went Arcane. Because I would have just gone Carfag, I think, there, otherwise.
Yeah, same.
Anyways, so Helena's up. So Helena's 5 persuasion in hand here. Remember, cool as she can get. Fold space is there, but it's awkward because, of course, Baron's right in front. So here comes the research punt here. So gonna do it second time, looking for Lady Jessica. She finds 9 persuasion. Unfortunately, Hundro Moritani is going to be instant revealing for Jessica here. So Helena's gonna have some options, but a load of persuasion here. Memnon will go great flat. I wonder if is Memnon going maybe conspiring, perhaps?
Seems to be the play.
I don't hate it. You know, those garrison troops would be good for the next round. I don't know where you're going to get your money from afterwards here.
I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to get the High Council after the Conspire, and then can probably get the Mem Quarters as well.
So 100 does take the Jessica there. So Helena's got a kind of a weird spot here in that she's got 9 persuasion. Needs to work out what she's doing with it. Baron goes instead of shipping. I wonder, is there a world where Helena actually goes like Arrakeen to try and redraw and get Spice Wars Flow now? I don't know.
I think it's too early.
Probably right.
Yeah.
Sadako Infantry replaces, so that could stay there for a while here. I guess just going like smuggling and just signet ring opulence. I guess I don't hate.
So many fireworks with the Emperor track.
Yeah. Baron continues to push the spacing, finds the private army. That was the card that 100 discarded, so 100 will note this. Memnon coming up next here. Trying to think ahead here a little bit. Knows that they're good for at least a spice here. Are there worlds where they're considering going smuggling and getting hold of the spice and saving it for like a highliner trip? The problem is when are they next going to actually get highliners? Both their diplomacy cards are in hand now, so that's kind of awkward. Though I don't hate the idea. Like, if Seek Allies was not in my hand, I actually would not hate getting ready for highliner in next round. I wouldn't hate that at all. But
I think he knows he has to go Conspire.
I think Conspire kind of is forced here.
He's out of troops, and he needs that Solari at the same time.
Yeah. Gives him an intrigue as well, which could be sort of anything. Conspiring is not very popular, but I will count there's been, out of the game, I've recorded 3 games where a Conspire move at the end either has or would have won the game. Just throwing it out there, kids, you know. Statistics.
Just everyone loves the Highliner, but I think it's often underestimated how much you can get its value from a Conspire play.
Especially early.
That intrigue is so much, yeah.
Especially early. Like, you know, it's very... I think its strength is probably the highest early game. Mid game, not so much. And late game, you can find weird moves out of it, so... What other options are you considering? Like, Selective?
No, Selective would be a bad idea. He has 2 daggers in the draw.
Let's see. So Helena was first anyways, so she is just going to cash in here, which with Signet Ring, which is kind of... I don't really see what she can do here. She kind of has to. Guarantees the Swordmaster next round, puts an opponent's aside, so I think Melon's going to see what it is here. Spice Smugglers it is. Not great. So Melon's got to decide if they want to use their diplomacy or seek allies for this. I don't hate either. It's not a huge deck right now. I don't hate saving the Seek Allies.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'd keep the Seek Allies. He doesn't have such great deck quality right now anyway. He needs
There's
those
not a
access
lot of
cards.
faction access, and the problem is this row, it's a bad row for 4. Admittedly, there's 2 people revealing before you, and anything could turn up, but there's like, at this moment in time, It's a bad row for 4. But Seek
Yeah.
Allies is going to be played now, so they're going to hope that something decent comes up on the row here. Conspire it is. Water of Life found. That's pretty
Very
nice.
good.
That's a pretty good card for Memnon, I would say.
Now he just needs to get that Kwisatz Haderach, right?
That would be good. Baron finds the 2 daggers, has 3 to buy. Local Fence isn't bad. Like, it's a kind of a high-rolling sort of card, but 2 reveal is always very strong. It does take it. Dakin turns up next here. So Helena's got, she's got 8 persuasion. Inoperance is going to cost 5, so they're going to have 3 left over. So, curious to know what they're going to do here. They've got the sword for funsies. Are they going to maybe, like, try and, like, I don't know, there's not really a lot of point in digging through the deck, but I mean, like, does, like, Fadakin tempt them? Do they
Assassination mission has to be. You have a gene manipulation card. You can cut that out very easily.
I mean, I agree, but they could have taken both of those. When she got Gene Manipulation, she had one left over for Assassination and did not take it. So I don't think they have intentions of taking Assassination. They would have already done so, I feel. But they might think, what the hell now?
Because now it funds your opulence.
Power play turns up here. Well. That's a big card. Memnon can't afford it, and this is still a horrible row for 4. It has not worked out here, so Heretic, I guess, might just take Liaison and call it a day here. Fadakin's also fine, but I don't think it does Memnon a lot here, so just grabbing 2 Liaisons for the Water of Life plan later on. Nothing to play here, so Baron takes this one as well. So, 3 Spice and an Intrigue for him. Memnon will take the 2. Toll takes the bonus spice. I'm going to move on here. See what Baron finds. Well, I mean, when it's your day, I mean, he takes the bump and he steals Swordmaster or gets in front of Helena. That's disgusting, isn't it? Assuming he's got access, which I don't know if he actually does. Oh, he went fold space, so he was good. So that's kind of nasty, right?
I think Frank's Gambit's going to pay off. The other guys are going to struggle throughout this game.
Wow. I mean, if you're going to have someone who's going to get a big lead, you want to be on their right and not their left. I know that all too well from my first game in this tournament. I mean, it's got to be the move right from Baron, right? Guild Authorization, take the Alliance, and then get Swordmaster with it? No! Really? Why not use Guild Authorization?
I'm confused about this play, too.
Is he just denying the table, I guess? He feels that's more worth it?
I don't think so. I mean, it's clear that Frank is not 100% intent on shipping. I mean, he wants shipping, but it's not like high priority, or else he wouldn't have given it to him turn 1.
Yeah. I guess he just feels just denying the table and just blocking them out is more important. Again, remember, of course, about like it's a slightly different format here in that it's not about winning the game. Obviously, winning the game gives you a better draw in the next round, but either of top 2 space is good. Maybe he feels that just like cutting everyone out here is going to mean he's probably getting a top 2 spot. He would like to think. We'll see.
I agree with this move.
Helena takes Swordmaster. Memnon takes the Memo Quarters here, which is not bad for him, of course. Use the Negotiator to pay for it as well. So he gets a bump, surely with spacing here. Which he does. Hondro's just going to grab more spice here. I think he's going selective. I think Hondro is going to batten down the hatches and just try and buy as many spice flows as he can muster, I guess. Looks like that's the plan. Baron will just go into Stellar Shipping.
Memnon should go to High Council, get a Spacing Guild bump again.
I think that might be the plan here, and he's going to get it now. Helena definitely can't go there next, but curious to know what Helena's going to do here with her 2 actions. I guess she's got to go Wealth and then work it out.
For sure. Wealth and then cut something out.
Maybe even Wealth High Council. I don't hate Wealth High Council with Signet Ring. I don't think that's that bad a move. Put aside power play if Baron doesn't take it somehow.
That might be the move, but maybe I'm just too greedy with the opulence points. But you could be right.
I think it's going to be hard. I mean, the problem is, I think I think one round of opulence to wealth when you haven't got any bumps, I think is fine.
Yeah.
I think that's totally fine. And
Yeah, I don't think
it
it's
sets up for
precisely
opulence
one
later on
really.
anyways, so so I think this is fine. I mean, you don't have to go High Council. I guess see what Baron does. But I think this is totally okay. It's probably what the wing to do. Get a bump there and kind of go from there. So Memnon's surely going High Council, which they are. Here they go. So that will give them access to shipping. So that will balance it out here. Good use of Memnon finding his 2 bumps outside of the spot there, which kind of, again, now that it's like, now Baron's sitting with guild authorization, it's like, it's not really worked out, so.
It negated Patience's move.
Yeah, it has been, it's kind of been wasted now, that trip to Fold Space. Hasn't done a lot. Hundro goes Steel Suits instead, so he's not going to go selective yet. He's going to... Curious, I would have thought he would have been tempted to start pulling Spice already, but guess not. Baron reveals for 7. Oh, dear me. Wow. I mean, you got to take it to deny, right? His deck is pretty big, though. That's the only problem. He's got to be careful of that. He's already at 14 cards. So Helena's up. So Helena has options. I don't think it's a great road to use his Signet Ring on is the problem. Like Sarukar, I guess. Legion, that is. So I think G Manipulation, just getting rid of daggers is probably better here. Carthag it will be. Blackmail Found. That's a pretty good card to have here. Gotta put it in. Oh, the combat's Salt through the Chaos Boat. It's the Mentat combat. Hadn't gotten that far. So, Memnon's gonna reveal for 7. Gotta be... Okay, they take for Dakin. Weber Power turns up. That will be taken. He'll be happy with that.
Nice.
It's a good find. Take what you can get. Hondro's gonna reveal for 6. I don't know what Hondro's taking. Is he going Sardaukar Legion?
No, he shouldn't waste his time with that.
Ixien Engineer turns up.
Stick with the plan.
He's just gonna just gobble up liaisons.
Yep, he's got it.
Going all 3 liaisons. So that tells you the story. ugotfranked is gonna play solitaire for the rest of this game by the looks of it.
Can't blame him. It's the right tactic.
And Helena's gonna reveal for a couple here. I don't know if I'd even bother buying with Helena.
Maybe 1 liaison.
But you're already trying to get to your points with opulence. Like, surely you want to see that as much as possible, right?
For sure, but you also want to be able to reveal for Spice Must Flows.
I think I have a funny feeling she might try both, and it could really go wrong. I don't know why. Let's get a nasty feeling that it could go like you're trying to do both. You might not get either. Gotta be careful.
Because the problem here is Frank's likely going to outpace you on points. You need to somehow match him on. Whoa.
Spice Smugglers it is instead. Unorthodox, but I guess they're thinking I've got to get my bumps with spacing somewhere. And also they're thinking pay
Solari.
the Solari for further opulence up. So I don't hate it. So nothing to play here. So Hundro will take it. Finds the 2nd private army. That's kind of nuts. And Ambush is also out. Look at these swords. Whoa. 2 Solari apiece. Hundro gets Mentat here.
First VP combat in a long while.
Yeah, first one of the game. Terrible purpose. So, point in a trash for first. 2nd place doesn't look too bad at the moment.
We might see selective breeding from Frank now. He loves to cut daggers.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like it's going to be the plan here. So, curious to see what's happened. There's 4 Spice at Haga Basin. Maybe Hundred goes there first. And then maybe selective breeds for like 4 cards.
I think he turn 1 goes to selective breeding.
Why not? But why not just take the 4 Spice if someone else takes water? Like you got to take the 4 Spice, right?
Because my understanding would be that he'll try to collect more water so that he can hit research. So he wants to save up the water. That's how I believe he'll play it out.
I don't know. 4 Spice in Haga Basin. I mean, that's a lot of selective breeding.
That is also true, but if I know Frank well, that's what he'll do.
Helena up first. Helena's hand is very awkward here, by the way. Very awkward. Is Helena going to feel like she's got to go selective here? Is she going to tell herself she's got to do this? Because her hand is really weird. She's got no troops in garrison. Like, what else is Helena doing here? Shao Murky as well also has turned up in the tech row here. This has some relevance. I mean, it's the knockouts. Half a point is half a point. But yeah, awkward opening here for Helena. She doesn't like this spot. I'm trying to see what else there is. Steel suits for the water feels kind of bad because you got no troops. Mentat's gone. Is she gonna negotiate for wind traps? And take the water and put Hundro in a position? I don't know, but she has nowhere to get the spice, so... Whoa. Wow.
That's unexpected.
Well. Would you believe it? So, has opulence in hand and figures, I'm just gonna up the ante a bit. Artillery and Dreadnought taken here. That is an unorthodox move.
I like this play. Gets the trash assassination mission if he wins this combat.
That's the plan. Must be the plan here. So, Memnon with his first trip to Interstellar gets a spice for his troubles with the ring. Hundro is up here. So, Hundro has some choice, has some options. And it will be selective immediately. Nothing threatening Hager Basin, so they can go there later if they want. So, 4 cards drawn here for Jessica. Trying to just find as many spiceless flows as possible. And that is short. That is only 8 persuasion. They are
He needs
short.
to go to Arakeen to grab his Liet, hopefully.
That's what he's going to try and do here. Smuggling for the Baron. He's going to cash in the shipping, I would imagine. Ooh, no, he's changing his mind here. Baron, by the way, his hand is also really bad. He's got fold space, and other than that, he's got no idea what he's going to have here.
How many cards does Frank have in his draw pile?
He's got 6.
6. He might go still suits into research station then.
Yeah, Baron doesn't like this position at all. Like, it sucks to use the fold space first on smuggling. He's just going to take Swordmaster? No, he's going to go Tech Negotiation. So he's getting Minimix. So he's going to get that. I guess he figures doesn't want Hundro getting that. Patience feels like he's playing kind of a blocking game here, it feels. Spy Satellite turns up in the row. Oh my goodness. That is the money tech in this round, I imagine.
Frank might just do a 180 now.
But he can't get it. It's all blocked.
Well, you can always save up for next round.
Menmon's first to act. Menmon's going to be looking at him thinking they're interested. Still suits for Helena. So that's
good block by Heretic.
So Hundro won't be able to excise that if that's what they're interested in. Obviously, want to get hold of the... looking to get in the Dreadnought with swords in hand here. They've got Recon backup. Memnon is up here. Memnon has Web of Power. I don't know if they're going to use it or not. I'm kind of unsure. I'm not too sure if they know what they're going to do. But Recon to Arakeen, Carfag. I think Carfag's fine.
Right, ready to sigh of relief. He wanted Arakeen. He's going to get Arakeen.
Finds Cole's pretty good. Troops will go in. So, no, he is going to go for the spice. I had a funny feeling he was going to go for this. So, chance Arakeen could still get blocked here. Swordmaster for Baron. So, this is the question for Helena. Does she go Carfag, or does she go for Arakeen to get in the way of... Like, Helena's got to be worried of Hundro here, right? That she's got to feel that's the main competition currently. Surely.
Yeah, for sure.
So...
Well, with that much firepower in hand, I'd probably go with Arakeen.
Figuring you don't really need the extra entry. And just to cut down options for Hundro, in case that's what he wants. He's kind of getting greedy with Basin and Arakeen.
It's also because it cycles your deck faster, and if you're expecting to win combat...
That's what
I forget if it's I forgot if Opulence is in the draw pile or the discard.
It's in the draw pile, and there's 2 cards
so you want
there.
To draw into
So half the time they find Opulence here, which is huge.
Yeah, and especially if you expect to win combat, you're going to blow up the assassination.
But the problem is the reveal happens after it happens before the combat though, so they will not be able to cash an Opulence. They'll be one short.
Oh yes, that is true.
It's the wrong way round. But I think
Oh,
Arakeen has got to be the move regardless. But I think they're going to go Carfag. And they do. Had a funny feeling. Wow, I mean, goodness me.
Dreadnoughts?
Goodness me. I
I
mean,
mean, why not? Since you don't have it anyway.
do you just put this in with the intention of saving both the intrigues as well?
Yeah, I would.
It give you 8 strength. You can throw in the troop for 10. It saves both your sword cards for later.
Yeah, because now you don't have to worry about Heretic.
And Opulence is kind of irrelevant. So yeah, here it comes. So Dreadnought 2. Wow, what a crazy find. So Helena finds 2 Dreadnoughts in 2 moves. Kind of unexpected. So Helena's marking her way down for the combat here. Curious to see how much she's going to get challenged. Memnon is surely prepping up for Spy Satellites next round, I would imagine. Going to reveal for 5. They get a bump. They take it with the Fremen. I don't hate. I think they must be looking to maybe get steals at something. And they find the way to Balance Ambition, which was on the row here. That's not a bad card for him at all. Hundro is going to go High Council instead with his dagger to get his Swordmaster this way. He's looking at Arakeen, but I don't hate this. And they will call out a dagger while they're at it.
Well, he gets his Spiceless Flow, so...
He gets his Spiceless Flow, and he's prepping up for, obviously, the It Kind. So this is the old Pidge strategy from the Art of History tournament. Those of you who aren't aware, Pidge, who played in the first tournament, basically kind of did this strategy thinking they just basically went just hyper Spiceless Flows, assuming that more often than not, they're going to get second place, which worked until it didn't work. It was one of them. Baron's still got an action here with Fold Space. Now, they will be drawing into their cards here, so that's a little bit uncomfortable. They could pull anything here. But he's going to take the gamble. I mean, I don't hate smuggling. I think it's fine. Curious to see what they're going to bump here. Emperor? Maybe? I don't know. I think he's going to take his Emperor. Maybe he should see what he draws first. He is entitled to do so. But I think he's going Emperor. I think taking a passive bump with Emperor is never a bad thing. Unless you're intending to visit Emperor at some point before this game is over, I think taking it passively there is not a bad thing. Takes it with Fremen instead. Signet Ring found. That is not the card the Baron wanted to see at all.
Mm-mm.
That is a bad draw. Takes the cash. Had not done so yet.
Things are going very well for Helena right now.
So, coin for Helena, 2 swords. So, combat's going to be theirs. And they're going to be ready for Opulence next round. There's nothing Memnon's going to be able to do about this, so... But Memnon surely is getting Spy Satellites in a moment, and that's going to be huge. Hundro with 9. First Spice of the day. Baron's going to reveal for 6... 7 is the Baron going to reveal for, actually. So surely power play, I would imagine. Has 2 more. Test Humanity comes out. Big card, but can't afford it. Baron's going to be careful again. He's got a 14-card deck. It's kind of sizey, so I don't think he knows about it when he does not. Nothing to happen here, so Helena takes it. Opulence coming next round. Memnon gets a War and Spice of Free Troops, which is, I guess, fine.
Now Helena gets that free double Solari. One for the visit,
gets
one
the
for
trash, so it's worked out usefully. He has a chance, obviously, to cover a space. They're going to Carfag. We've had no city conflicts out yet, so any of them could be seen here. I have a feeling it's Carfag. I mean, it's pretty sick, isn't it? It's pretty sick.
Carfag it is.
Carfag it is. Guessed right. So Memnon's up first here. Memnon has not drawn great, by the way. In a way, he has, but he's almost drawn, like, weirdly. If he wants to go Spy Satellites, is he going to use Water of Life here? Looking maybe to use one of his daggers? I don't know. It's kind of weird. It feels bad using a Liaison to get Spy Satellites.
I would for sure, just because it helps cycle back into your Web of Power quicker anyway, so...
They have 9 Persuasion as it is. So maybe Water of Life now and just have a load of cards. No, you're getting a Spiceman's Flow. No, you're getting Spy Satellites. And you kind of play it as he... Whoa! No way! Is he... Oh, he's going to go up and down and do it this way with shipping. I completely missed this. I apologize. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, he goes up and down and takes Spice Satellites this way. I apologize. Completely missed it, so... Silly me. It's gotta be Spice Satellites. There's no way you don't... Wow! Am I missing something here, or...
I think he's playing for the W then.
How do you give this to Hundro Moritani? That's nuts!
I find that decision questionable as well.
That is nuts! Wow!
I think it's just because he believes his web of power will carry out all of his tracks, so
Wow!
it's the only way I can look at it.
That's nuts.
There's
So,
a Holtzman there for him too.
but it's just a denial, and you can just use it. Just use the bumps to challenge, and Hundro doesn't go for it. Is he going for Holtzman instead? I do not know what's going on here. This is kind of ridiculous. So, shipping for them. Hundro takes the Imperial Basin Spice. Baron takes the Fremen Alliance of Steel Suits.
Everyone's getting points this round though.
Everyone's scoring here. Baron's pretty happy at 5. And Hein is up here. I do not know how neither player took Spice Satellites. That seems completely absurd to me.
Yeah.
Completely ridiculous. So he's just going to use the bump here. I mean, it's kind of not really doing a lot. It's there, so... Helena up here.
You never know.
Helena's...
Maybe Memnon will go for it again.
Helena's struggling for access. I mean, if Helena doesn't block it, which I don't see why she's going to, I mean, Memnon can still definitely take it. He has refocus. He picked up rapid mobilization as well. Didn't spot these out here. Refocus is really good for Memnon. He's got a lot of good cards in his discard pile here, so I would be using that, I think, almost certainly and seeing what you find. But I mean, Memnon's gotta take Spice Satellites here. Like, it's just crazy leaving that.
Sure.
And Hundro might just go might go Dreadnoughting for Holtzman Engine anyways, thinking, well, it's a point pretty much guaranteed. He has a lot of persuasion in hand here. He's going to have 2, 4, 6, 10 if he uses the liaison, because liaisons will count for 4. Memnon may also be eyeing up Ixen Engineer as well, by the way. He is at 2 techs.
Yep, that's what I would aim for.
So, I mean, it gives more reason to grab Spice Satellite, surely. Gets free text, looks to buy Ixen Engineer. Like, you'd be feeling pretty happy about yourself. But
problem, I think, for Helena is she knows she can't completely block Hundro.
No.
It would be a wasted action just to go there.
Yeah, tech negotiation feels pretty bad here. But what is Helena doing? Like, this is kind of awkward for her. I don't know what Helena does.
I would go Hardy Warriors. They get Wells there. Before Baron does.
I mean, I don't know if Baron would go there. I mean, he might just to try and shore up his alliance, I guess. I don't know. It's
Point to point.
It's kind of weird. It's a tough spot for Helena. I don't envy it. Do you Signet Ring? Maybe just get an Ixen Engineer just off the road, just a denial? I mean, there's also that. But I'm trying to find a good space for her to go that's not a faction, and I'm not really seeing it. She can't go Siege to get hold of the 2 water to, like, threaten Great Flat, which Baron has full access to. I think Baron's going Great Flat with Smuggler's Fopter anyways. I've got a funny feeling. Baron getting a fairly easy run of this. Maybe, again, somewhat reminiscent of some of the Artificery games. I don't know, like, I don't see, there's no, like, popping out, like, this just seems an obvious great move for Helena. I don't see it.
One in Mentat.
Mentat I was looking at.
Go for the opulence.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta try and find as much as possible, right? And it still gives you the money. You're still fine. And you can get, like, Ixen Engineer out of there just to deny it to other players with no interest of getting it yourself. Like, you gotta be concerned that Memnon is gonna be considering targeting this.
I wouldn't say it's completely out of the loop. I mean, there's very low-cost techs out there. It's possible still.
I mean, you could take it yourself. I'm not saying don't have to. And I think that's what we're going to see here. I just don't see a lot else. Oh, she did have access to siege. I apologize. I thought she only had the one persuasion. All right, well then, I don't hate this. But I think Baron is more often than not kind of just going there anyways. It gets troops in for the combat, so... And you got swords in hand, so it's not a disaster. Ancient Engineer is surely getting taken out here, and is. Memnon kind of hates to see it. Ix-Gil Compat turns up, by the way, which I don't know if anyone's going to take it. Refocus paid for Memnon. I think this is pretty straightforward. See what he finds. Finds convincing. It's 2 persuasion. He's got 10 persuasion in hand here. Tech negotiation, spice satellites. He still gets the spice must flow as well. It's gotta be the move, surely. Like,
I agree, 100%.
it's gotta be the move here. It's a point on the spot. And you're backing yourself with spice satellites. And worst come to worst, like you can change lines to the worst come to worst, you can keep spice satellites and just trash it later on for another point anyways, if that's what it comes to. You cannot let Hundro have this.
Yeah.
It's completely ridiculous to have... If Hundro Moritani takes spice satellites, like, that is kind of egregious. Even if it doesn't feel like the most innate value to yourself, it's the value of someone not having it, but he's not going for it. Wow. Just go smuggling. Just go smuggling. Just getting ready for their Swordmaster, and Honjo Moritani is going to say, well, I'll take that one first, thank you very much. Crazy.
This is game over, in my opinion.
Crazy. So, Spice for Baron. He'll be happy to take all of this. Baron and Hundro looking pretty good here. Helena gonna be up next. Helena is just gonna hope for a ton of battle points, I guess, and hopes that she keeps up with the rate. But if the battle points start to not turn up again, that's a problem.
Gotta push in for Hardy.
Hardy's...
It's not a happy thing, but you gotta try. It's your only chance.
I mean, the problem is you got 2 moves, and it's like, what are you doing here? Baron's still obviously deciding to put troops in. Kind of weird spot for Baron. Could go all in here and kind of be greedy, but I don't know if I'd put any... It's kind of weird, this. It's kind of weird for Baron. I kind of don't like putting anything in here, I don't think. Because you're almost... I mean... You might be going to another space anyways, but he just puts the one in, I guess. Trying to show up second place. Helena's just going to go hag a base in here, which feels bad. So, not enjoying life here. Memnon reveals for 9 for the point. I think Tezzy is going... I don't know where Tezzy is going here. Or Helena, I should say.
Selective breeding to hope to draw into opulence, maybe?
I don't know. Spice must flow for Hundro. He has an endgame point with Holtzman. If he can get his hand on Spice satellites, believe me, he will do so. Baron with an action. Baron's surely just going secrets, maybe? I don't think he's going conspiring. He might go selective. He's got 6 persuasion. You know, take a punt to try and find a Spice must flow. I don't hate it. I think he's looking at it. I think selective is coming here for Baron. The problem is he's only got 1 card here, so it's a random draw for his second. He has no idea what it's going to be here. So it's a bit of a punt, but I think he's in a good enough position where he can take a punt. The question is, if you get 8 persuasion, what do you do with 8 persuasion? You always have to ask yourself, if you miss the 9, what are you doing with 8 persuasion? If the answer is not a lot, then maybe it's not worth the risk.
Maybe it's just a combat junkie in me, but I'd take the risk for Highlander here. You've got a lot of troops to spare.
It feels pretty exotic. I'm not gonna lie. Wow, just Carfag. Wow.
I don't get this play.
He wants to put more troops in, but doesn't want to highline it. So he's going to do it this way instead.
This will be very costly for him.
But this is giving extra money to the opulence person. So So troops
He's just
in.
a hardy warrior.
Maybe first misstep for patience, perhaps.
This will be very costly.
I guess he's.
Cole has to go hardy warriors.
I mean, if he's doing this, he's gonna be feeling unprepared to use private army to win this combat, right? And now Helena, Helena's kind of forced to hardy, right? It kind of like she has to. She has no swords in hand.
And you have to feel comfortable with the fact that you have 9 extra swords in hand, so...
Yeah. But then maybe she just goes selective anyways, thinking, well, I could pick up a sword, and it's worth 2. It's as good as going hardy warriors, and if I find opulence, then the point's done. Selective might be more valuable anyway, simply because you have artillery. I think it might be, like, equal value. Maybe even more so, depending. And you want to draw for your deck as quickly as possible when you go on opulence there, so maybe selective is still better. But hardy is. I think it's pretty close. I think either's fine. Both are going in. So Baron's going to be in a decision point here. He's going to reveal for 6. I don't know what he's grabbing. He might just grab... I mean, that feels like a denial, and so does space travel. I don't think Ixo Compact's that good for him.
His deck is too clogged.
He's got 13 cards of his. I think Sardaukar Legion is fine. Even Tessie Humanity, wow, goes for Ixgil Compact. I think that's just a denial. I really think that's what's going on here. Like, I love me Ixgil Compact, kids. Don't get me wrong. This is, like, low-key one of my personal favorite cards. It's a lot of fun. But I don't know if it makes sense here. Taking Tessie as well. So Baron running with a big deck here. Taking risks. Helena with 4 is going to take Ixian Engineer. She does.
Yep. Low-cost text, why not?
And now we'll see, is Baron going to pay for this? Is he going to pay 2 spice and charge?
He has to try.
He has to try, so he's prepared. So this is where it's awkward. So Helena, if she ambushes, she ties. She has to use blackmail to win here. Does she just give up the extra Fremen bump for it, I guess? Or do you want to keep that bump and maybe trash the Emperor here and put him under pressure? But how often are you actually taking the Fremen Alliance?
I'd take away the Fremen bump and hope to God that I can get the spy satellites next turn, hopefully.
Yeah, and that is what we see here. So Baron pays a healthy price for his intrigue and spice. He could probably afford to have one of those, but not too many more. So Dreadnought must be placed. Then the initial Dreadnought comes back, so she gets a choice of 2. I think I would have still gone Arakeen purely because you have opulence, but you know, it's a minor thing. And there's no extra spice period in base, and I think I would have gone Arakeen, but hey ho. She does last minute change her mind. Well, I mean,
wow.
There you go.
2 for 2.
Pretty sick, right? It was the right call anyways. So 100 Moratorium of Holtzman now has a curious hand. So let's do the maths here. So he has 2, 4, 6, 8. Liet Kynes is worth 8. 17 persuasion. So selective is going to be a double spice must flow by.
Goodbye, spice must flow.
That needs to go onto there. So Hunter's going to have 2 spice must flows here minimum. Oh
my God.
That is 21 persuasion. I make that.
Oh, you mapped that out pretty quickly.
Baron is up. So Baron's refound Ixgil Compact. He's got strong arm from the combat, by the way, which is huge. What a dirty find for him here. That's a double bump with Conspire, basically. He could take the Emperor Alliance right now by conspiring and strong arming. That's ridiculous.
If I were Hundro, I'd probably go Mentat if it's still available, just to try and cycle back again a little quicker.
Yeah, I mean, you want to obviously get through... Like, this is obviously a double Spiceless Flow hand, but your next hand is going to be kind of questionable. That's a problem. Man, What a weird game. You can just kind of see, obviously, these various different strategies. So Baron is just going to Interstellar first up, and he's going to kind of suss out. But I honestly don't hate Baron. Just power play Conspire and strong arm it, and just take the Alliance and call it a day. I actually don't think that's bad. That's a bad move. It's 2 points, right?
Sorry, power play where? I didn't catch
Power
that.
play Conspire and strong arm it while you're at it, and just take the Alliance.
Yeah, it's not like your combat.
I mean, you garrison up troops. It's like you're never winning this combat.
Yeah.
So I think there's value for it. So Helena is gonna find spy satellites somehow, but she gets there. And Memnon is in serious trouble now.
That's 3 points for Helena right there, Booth.
I'm not sure what Memnon's gonna do here. I think he's in absolute dire straits, says Heretic.
Yes. This is going to be very close between, I believe, Helena and Hundro at this moment.
I don't know. Hundro's gonna have 7 points plus Holtzman for 8.
Helena just got 3 points for the spy satellites, 1 point for these.
Opulence.
Probably going to win this combat too.
So it's Baron who's in trouble.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
So they're probably both sitting at 8 if we're calculating it that way.
Wow.
With Helena and Hundro.
I wonder if Baron maybe should have taken spy satellites and just stopped Helena taking it, I guess. Maybe that was the move. Especially if you've got Choam, so you can get interstellar shipping anyways. Was that a miss?
I think it was more Heretic's miss than Baron's miss.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
But maybe Baron should have... Well, I mean, Heretic at that point couldn't get it. Like, not this round. But maybe Baron had to take it as full more denial, maybe. And now he's in trouble, surely. Remember, of course, it is top 2 go through, and only about half the third places. It will be the best 8 out of 14 third places across all of the groups, all of the tables of the round here. So, fourth will be eliminated on the spot. But Baron's got to be careful here. Baron's treading very dangerous water now. But yeah, Memnon. I think
dangerous territory.
I think Memnon's in real trouble here.
For sure.
And I'm trying to see how he gets himself out. He still hasn't got his Sword Master yet. He's the only... I mean, he can get it whenever he wants. Hunter's never getting it. But Memnon must feel like he's got 2 rounds. And he's going to have to score like 6 points. And how on earth is he doing that?
You can get his Spice Must Flow. You can get 2 bumps here. With Web of Power and Diplomacy. Let's see. So that's 2 points. 3 points. So you can get 3 points this round. This puts him at 6. I don't see him winning combat, so he'll be at 6 points at the end of this round.
Of course, he wins all in-game tiebreakers with Chow Murky, but... Yeah, I think Memnon has missed a trick here with Spy Satellite, surely, and this is now it coming to haunt now. Real problems. Memnon has to use Diplomacy before Web of Power to get hold of extra benefits, which makes total sense. I don't hate going Steel Suits and getting a load of water for, like, research stations. No one else has any water. He goes for Wealth instead, but it only gets some extra money with Web of Power. I think Steel Suits I would have liked better. Just water deprive and just start hitting research station. You've got to keep that away from people, surely. Smuggling for Hundro. Baron is highlinering to get hold of his Dreadnought here. Wow. Wow. So he's just going to chuck in here. And he's discarding the dagger, and he's discarding Convincing to get a Dreadnought in as well. So I think he's still... Well, he's not... He can't power play Conspire anymore. Maybe he's going for Secrets. We shall see. Right, apology for that, folks. Technical issues. But we are back here. Okay, so... Baron had just gone Highliner with Ixkill Compact and has sent absolutely everything in. The whole enchilada. Adventuring has happened. I haven't used that catchphrase at all this time. I'm so sorry. I got it over in the last one of Let's Go Adventuring. I keep forgetting to use it. I'm so sorry. Anyways, so he goes in very heavy, realizing perhaps he's in some trouble with patience. If there's anything I would give patience, I think his Twilight Imperium 4 experience is gonna let him know when he's in trouble. I like to think that's one of his strengths. He's very savvy to the table and kind of the board dynamics. He's got a lot of experience in that, and maybe realizing, picking up that he's in trouble here, and he's got to act now. Helena's going to respond with Carfag, further funding her opulence. She finds a Benny bump. That's pretty huge.
Very huge.
In theory, but she has to buy satellites, so maybe it's not so huge. Well, she's got it regardless. Back to Memnon, who's going to get their Swordmaster now, although she just grabbed Mentat, which is good. Good move. Realizing he doesn't need to get Swordmaster, he can grab it whenever. Hunjo's going to reveal for 2 Spice Must Flow, so he's at 7 plus 1. And Baron, now where's Baron going here? Is he going secrets with strong arm intentions? Is that what he's doing? I think that's what he's going to do here.
Has to be.
Looks like that is. So he's gonna get it. He gets strategic push, which is not irrelevant here, by the way. Now, does he strong arm or does he hold on to it? Look, he's gonna hold on to it for now. Figures he doesn't get an immediate benefit, so I don't hate this.
I agree. The troop strength is too close.
Helena's up. Helena, though's kind of got a weird... She's in a weird spot here, though. Dune Desert Planet gets a troop in, but it's hard to win. Spice Smugglers is giving up the sword, so there's not really a benefit of going to a city unless you go like Arakeen. I'm not sure how Helena's going to win this combat.
She does have artillery, so...
She does, but the problem is, if it's you either go Dune Desert Planet and put in 1 troop with 2 swords, or you go Arakeen and put in 2 troops and whatever you draw. And I think that's why she's looking at her discard pile here. There's 1 card remaining, and it is a dagger. Now, do they suss that it's their dagger? If so, it's Arakeen all day.
After seeing what Frank did, I'd go for it.
In this kind of peculiar game, it's a big point between them and Baron. It's a huge point, and Frank has got 7 plus 1 here, so maybe feels the risk is worth it. Big combat to give. You don't want to give this up. But can they suss it's their dagger?
They have to do this, because at the very least, you're getting an extra troop, and it cycles out your deck a little quicker. So there's no losing out on doing this. You have to make the play.
Having a look at Memnon here. See, Memnon's got a couple of cards, so kind of maybe trying to suss up what Memnon's trying to do here, maybe. I don't know, but... I mean, if they do go Arakeen, that will be... Dread and 3 troops will be 9. The dagger will make it 11, so it should be tied. So it makes a curious spot here where Baron will have to decide... It's kind of rough for Baron because they're going to be tired, and Baron is to act first, so he's going to use his push, and then ambush is going to come anyway. So Baron's in trouble here.
Very big trouble.
Baron's in huge trouble, and deciding to keep that... I never am a big fan of leaving, like, just 1 garrison troop. I think you're better off putting them all in, or leaving, like, 2 or more. I think leaving 1 is you're trying to cheek it a little bit, and... He's going to wish he put them all in here.
I think he just tried to ration himself for the strong arm, but yeah, that idea in my opinion.
Well, I mean, you can put them all in, like when you didn't use strong arm. I know, you can strong arm out of combat. Like,
no, I mean for next combat.
That looks like that must have been the idea, but he's gonna lose this combat now. Yeah. And all of a sudden, Patience of Virtue is in serious problems here.
Very curious as to how Heretic's going to play this one out.
I mean, Arakeen would be a win. Anything else, they don't win this combat.
He has to go Arakeen.
Arakeen is the only way that you can win this, and it will be, and they're going to be relieved to see the dagger and think, thank goodness for that. If they win the combat and take opulence, that's 6 points plus 3. It's a very powerful position to be in. Memnon, meanwhile, is trying to work out how they're going to get through this situation. They haven't got a lot of firepower. They're in real issues here. They've got rapid mobilization, which is great, but how are they going to get the troops together to make good use out of it? That's the problem. So in they go. So Baron in trouble. Memnon, I don't want to say it's desperate, but it's getting that way here. Signet ring to... Does he get his Swordmaster now? I think he does. Yep, so he's going to be able to see what's going on here. Water of Life is still active, by the way. He can still use it, and I think he might do so. Spice Must Flow and something else? I don't know. Kind of curious what he's going to do.
How big is his drop pile?
There are 2 cards. This is kind of
Not so
awkward.
happy.
So Helena will tie. She gets a point from Opulence. When I said that Spice, I told you, like, Spy Satellites was the money tech here, and it is proving to be exactly that for all sorts of reasons.
Person who needed it the most got it.
I don't know. I'd say the person who needed the most didn't get it.
Well, Heretic has a bunch of bumps everywhere, so he's gonna get 3 points here, from what I gather.
I don't know. It's gonna be. He's never getting memo quarters, though, is the problem. He's going to so struggle to get that extra point. I don't know what we're going to see here. It's very strange. So Helena adds to the swords, goes Sardaukar infantry, just stacking up on them. I don't hate that at all with artillery. I think that's totally fine.
I love it. That's a master tactician in hand.
Wow. So the question is, does Memnon just go selective breeding and hope to find Sponsor Slow from 2 cards? Oh, he gets a 3rd draw out of the spacing, so he doesn't have to Water of Life now.
I'd rather Water of Life now, just because you want to get that free bump.
I agree. I do agree. But they're going to do it this way instead, so selective breeding it is. They will draw 3 cards. 2 for the space, 1 for the spacing. They get 2 Solari from the Emperor as well. They want to trash is the reason. They want to trash and then draw. Out goes the Spice Must Flow. So that will tell him that he does not have Corner Market. Boundless is found. Charney is found. Dune Desert Planet is found. That is not a Spice Must Flow. They are short. That is 8. 8 plus 5. And Boundless is they have to reveal and take a card that's 5 or less. I mean, there's decent cards out there, but...
Just Water of Life?
Water of Life, it has to be for a point, right?
Yep.
Which kind of sucks, but it's what it is. It's just them. So Water of Life, I think, is forced. You're going to have some left over here, but it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. So that's 10. That is 12. That's 13. 13 plus a 5. And they have to take something about us. You can't not.
It's got to be Stilgar.
I think you grab that Stilgar, and then you grab a Spice Must Flow, and you work it out from there. You're going to have 5 left over still, which is huge. So, 13. There's no troops in.
I'd get the Stilgar first, hoping for a Chome that might activate Mem Quarters.
Are you
Oh
kidding
my
me?
God. Did I call it,
That
ladies and gentlemen?
is outrageous. Are you kidding me? What?
Holy
The
moly.
Oracle strikes. Oh my God. Wow.
Gets all the bumps he needs.
And that means Memo Quarters is right
Exactly.
there. No
done.
way.
Just needs 1.
That is outrageous.
And now he threatens 2 alliances on top of that.
That is outrageous. What a dream find. He still has 6 to buy, by the way.
We were just talking about how he's going to climb back in. Well,
Wow, I mean, that is out. That is one of the most ridiculous draws I've seen in a long time. And that is going to give Memnon a shot at Solaro here. Wow, I mean, that is crazy.
now I totally agree with you. Patience is in a lot of trouble.
Patience has to push, and then ambush will follow. And patience as a virtue is in serious trouble this now. What a crazy situation. And now it's Patience who has to find some moves. He is last.
Yeah.
He is in last place. He will be eliminated as it stands here. It'll be a huge shock, really. Topping Group A. I mean, all these players were at top 3 or better in their groups. It was going to be high quality here, but I mean, craziness. Oh no, oh no, that's a problem. Yeah, so I've put a card in to cover up the dreadnought. So,
Well, it can only go one way. Too.
I mean, yeah, but it was just in case. So,
Yeah.
So Grand Vision is our next combat here. So no victory points on offer, which is huge in all sorts of ways. The double bump
This is
is...
great for Heretic.
I mean, it is, and it's kind of weird, though. He's found Throne Direction again, by the way. He's got Wither Power again. This is crazy. But it is Baron first here. So how does Baron recover here? It is... These scoreboards, ignore the scoreboards here. Memnon basically has a backup point. Hundra's got a backup point. Helena's got 3. Baron is in last place here as it stands. He has got to make moves. It's surely Interstellar first.
Has to be.
What does he grab?
If Heretic gets a hold of Interstellar first, game over.
I mean, man. But what does he do? Like, he goes up and down by spice and gets a tech?
It's not only that, well, for Baron, yeah, I don't know about Baron.
I don't know what he does here. Do you just go down and up and well, you've got show him direct. You've got show him.
Well, I would
show him
I would
delegate, but you've got a problem. Is he's in here, and you're not likely to find him again.
Yeah.
So, apologies everyone, that's the wrong source. So, it's a tough spot. He grabbed training. Oh, this is very risky. I don't like training jobs. I think it's too late. You're only going to get 1 hit, maybe 2. Is that really worth 3 spice? I don't think so. Baron's got to bump Emperor. That's kind of forced. If Baron gets Fremen at Fremen, by the way, he's in so much trouble. I think on objectives it's got to be, right? If you're going to grab a tech.
Yeah, if you do grab a tech.
But the problem is if you don't grab a tech, I don't think he's going to go, well, okay. So I think Patience, this feels a little desperate if he's going training drones. I'm not going to lie. This feels kind of desperate. He must think his Throne Alliance is in absolute jeopardy. He can't defend it. He can't get there.
I think we'll see Heretic use Stilgar for still suits for 2 water.
Yeah, this is all sorts of craziness here. Helena's up first. But Helena's like, she's kind of struggling for points here. Like, what does she do? Her axis is kind of awful. She's got a dreadnought, but I don't see how she wins this combat. And it's not, and of course, it's a terrible combat for Helena. The best she could do is win it and challenge the Fremen, but that's looking pretty optimistic. So how does Helena approach this?
It's the Spice Jugglers for Air Keen and hope to hell that's opulence in your hand. Because you'll hit the 6 Solari.
There's 7 cards there.
Yeah.
I can't hate it, but the problem is you've got to think about next round here. Like, Helena's got to imagine this is going another round, right?
Because you can't Mentat. Mentat will drain you.
Yeah, Mentat doesn't seem reasonable anymore. But that's the issue here. Like, Helena's got to think this is going 2 rounds. Like, I would imagine this game's going 2 more rounds, right? This round and next. It's hard to see how anyone scores 3 points here. It's really difficult.
Why I like the Arkeen plays. If he draws the dagger, then he can go to grab the High Council and get his Spice Must Flow at that point. So even if he misses the Opulence point, he can get the High Council.
Yeah. Second place, by the way. Intriguing 3 spice. It's hardly bad.
Arkeen, that's the only way. Don't waste the other Persuasion card.
It's one of those ones for Helena, like, no option feels great, and it feels like a minefield out there. I think it looks like an absolute minefield, just all this craziness in the dirt. How do you avoid, like, throwing this game away? That's what she feels. She doesn't feel like she could. It's not like hers to win. She feels it's hers to lose. I've been there before. I know what it's like. You're looking at it, it's like nothing's standing out, nothing feels great. Whatever you do, you're kind of trusting to luck a bit. There's no set path that you think you know is good here. Like, everything has problems.
Look, Frank to grab the Mentat with his dagger.
And it goes to show, like, Memnon fighting Throne Directorship when they did has, like, made this... like, this game was, like, kind of petering out and so this has gotten super spicy. Out of absolutely nowhere. Like, Helena is still favourite to make one of the top 2 here, but it's not guaranteed. Spice Smugglers it is. She really wanted to hold that for some spicing, use the cash from it. And, you know, but it's not going to be Arakeen. What do they find?
Dagger.
It is the dagger. Wow.
Got it.
That's
It's
huge.
Well, back up and go home.
So, High Council it'll be, at a point. Stilgar it is for Memnon.
Still suits?
No,
Oh, no.
Goes Basin.
What is this?
Selective
Oh,
breeding. That's what's going on here. Holding the troops. Doesn't need to put them. They've got rapid. Hold it for later. Jessica is here. So she can use it for Mentat. So 3 cards taken for Jessica. Of course, Liet Kynes and all the liaisons are all in the background here. There's one of them. But Hunter's going to struggle to draw more cards here. Glimpse the path played for the Baron. Baron in survival mode here. Finds local fence. It's not a bad find, I guess. He has 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 persuasion. Research station? Kind of feels like it's got to be research station, right?
Too desperate. I guess.
Or does he go secrets and strong arm? If he's gonna do it, he has to do it now, right?
He's got to get in front of it, yeah.
He's got to do it now.
I don't feel good about the research station just because nobody has a foot on
No,
it.
yeah, no, he doesn't have to do it yet. But yeah, I mean, secrets, like, this is the time, right? If he doesn't do it now, this alliance surely is going. Like, Menon has set themselves up for a pretty obvious selective breeding play.
I mean, why else did you say that troop if not for this moment, right? It's got to be it.
What is he looking at here? He's eyeing up research station. I think he's doing it. Is he going to abandon secrets? Is he abandoning Bene Gesserit here? With intentions for an Emperor steal? Is that what he thinks here? I don't know. By the way, Sayadina has turned up in the row, by the way, and this game is probably going another round. Is that playing on the Baron's mind? Maybe he sees it, and I think it's more of a distraction. I don't think you're ever cashing that in as Baron. I don't think anyone's ever cashing that in. But the Fremen bond is notable. Notable for Memnon. Notable for Hundro for sure. Wow. Big moment here. These are big, big moments. Patience recognizes, but he's taking his time here. He's going research. Oh,
Mistake.
He's going Carfag. Oh my goodness, he finds
Corner the market.
the market.
Undro's kicking himself right now.
He can't use it, but he's got it, which means he knows that Hundro and Memnon do not. And that is significant. This means Blue has got 2 less points. And now it gives Baron reason to go surely research and try and find 2 sources flows, right? Oh, that feels kind of bad. He uses Signet Ring and finds Windfall. Oh, that's as blank as you can get.
Now Helena's in a great spot. Got Ixion coming up. Got Opulence coming up.
Helena in a great spot here.
Easy stuff to purchase too. Got 1 spice, can get the wind trap next town. Easy money.
But she has so little spice.
Yeah, you just need 1 spice to go up to tech negotiation to get the wind traps.
I mean, she can get it anyways if she really wanted to, but But it's high, it's got to be High Council, right?
Yeah, High Council.
High Council, assume you're getting one of the three, either second or third, and that's your spice. Spaceports, holo projectors, whichever you prefer, I guess. Actually, spaceports might actually be better for you because you got 6 cards. It means you're guaranteed to get both Ixion and you're guaranteed to get hold of Opulence in case some of you don't draw one. Like, that guarantees both, and you get some extra cards. Like, I think Spaceport would be the way to go. They give you 4 spice, and then you just get there. Your Signet Ring is coming next round as well, so you're good on that front. I think that's the move. Yeah, I think High Council, take the Spice Must Flow, and then next round, you just negotiate Spaceport.
I don't think he sees the Spice Must Flow. Nope.
He doesn't see it. Oh, no. What's he doing? He's getting the tech now. He's going Wind Traps.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's a miss. Wow. Well. Sonic Snoopers turns up, by the way. Baron maybe sees it and thinks there's a Hail Mary there. Here comes Memnon with the steal. He gets in front. Baron gave it up. Is Baron going high counts? Is going research station with testing of humanity? I think it's what he's doing. Maybe he's using local fence. I have no idea. So Alliance for Memnon gets him to 7.
Gets his Spice Must Flow.
Gets his Spice Must Flow.
Just enough, and the dagger to discard.
Dagger to discard in case it happens, so he's fine there. Wow, and he's got water for research station next round as well. What a crazy Tron directorship. Hundro is up. Hundro's got about 11 persuasion, so here comes the shipping here. He's just gonna take a bump with probably spacing, or maybe Fremen. I'd probably go Fremen, actually. Yeah, I prefer Fremen. You can go spacing whenever you want. He also gets some troops in, so he might throw in here and try and take. He might try and take one of these spots here from Memnon. So Baron's got a decision here. I think he's set himself up for a research station. The question is, do you use test or do you use local force? He's gonna use test of humanity here, so he draws 3. And players in order will need to either discard a card or lose a deployed troop. Helena ditches convincing.
The dagger. Good job.
Need to resolve this first. Memnon trashes the dagger, as does Hundro. Baron has 5, 6... Oh my god, Baron Harkonnen is short.
That is unfortunate.
Is Baron Harkonnen out of this tournament?
I think so. He doesn't have any other combat potential next round.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, unless he Hail Marys into something from the Benny Gesserit track.
Or Sonic Snooper. I mean, this is... it's brutal. What was his other card here? Oh, it was Doom to Planet. He could never get research. He could never get the 9. He couldn't get it. They were all 1s. Oh no. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he could never get the Spice Must Flow. Oh, that's terrible news. Oh, if he'd have known that, he would have gone secrets all day.
Very fortuitous for Heretic.
Wow. Helena's got an action. I don't know if Helena bothers trying to win this combat. I don't think she can win it.
No, I don't think it's physically possible either.
So what is she...
Early reveal at your side, Dina. Get it out of the way. Don't give it to Frank.
No, I mean... surely he's taking another action here. And surely if anything he might buy Spice the Flow anyways. I don't think...
Because Helena doesn't
Oh, you mean Hundro? Oh, I mean Hundro. I don't know. I don't think Hundro ever even sees Sardina though. He's got like 8 guards there. I don't think he's ever gonna see it.
I mean, Helena doesn't benefit from any extra actions right now either.
She might go still suits, and she gets in front of research station. That's the only thing I see here.
What?
It's a block. It's a Hundro block is what that is. Thinking that Hundro went to the Fremen spots and he was going to go full space with his diplomacy. That's exactly, and this is a block at that. Now, Hundro doesn't have it as it turns out, but that's exactly what that was. That was an attempted block for Hundro, just deny him a point. So, apologies, when there was more technical fun, that was Steam's fault this time. So, Memnon just reveals for the point. Hundro goes Siege Tiber with, I think it was Reconnaissance. He obviously wants to get himself some spice here, which I don't hate. He has enough persuasion to get a spice must flow hit as well. So he's going to be at 9. But he has no way to shut the game out here. And yeah, Baron missed. And Baron has only got 8 persuasion. And Patience as a Virtue is now staring elimination here. He plays Windfall, which I guess he might as well.
Gotta get that out of your hand. Don't want to have 4 in your hand, right?
Nope, definitely doesn't want that. So he gets a spice.
8 draft Sardina? Yeah, I guess.
He gets a sword. So he's up to 14 strength. It's going to be good for the combat here. So the question is where is Baron taking the double bump? Like, it got to be Emperor, right?
Yeah, it has to be Emperor. Because Emperor sets himself up for the Conspire play.
Or does he take the gamble and going the Bene Gesserit and say to Memnon, if you can't get the secrets, I'm seeing this alliance?
He needs the Emperor because he needs to qualify for Strong Arm. So the 2 troops he gets from
He does need troops anyways, yeah, so I guess it is forced. Alright, that's fair.
Yeah.
That is reasonable. So he takes Sardina, and that's all he's got. He has 5 persuasion remaining. Sardaukar legions are both still there. Gilfcheed admin is there, which doesn't really help him anymore. I don't hate taking Sardaukar legion. He needs to grab the spice for the reveal here. He does get one for reveal for the Smuggler's Thopter. So Helena is going to reveal here. So we're trying to get the camera back in place. It's a bit out of whack. So two swords, but say Baron is good for the win here, but bad timing on the Grand Vision for him, I guess. Memnon's already revealed. 100's going to reveal for a point here. 100 Mortani's got 5 Spice Must Flows. The problem is, he is going to draw into so many this next hand. It's going to be crazy.
That's why he wanted that spice, right?
It's going to be crazy. So, Baron wins. Intrigue and surely double bumping the Emperor. Helena will get the Intrigue and free spice. It'll be free spice for Hundro.
Helena's in a great spot. 3-point bump for the satellites.
Oh my goodness. 100 Moritani's got Highliner options here, by the way. He has, I don't know, if depending on what he draws, he might tell himself to go Highliner here. He gets a point. Maybe that's the move. I don't know. So, Baron's Dreadnought must go down before the other one is returned here. Goes Carthag. Emperor Alliance is taken, so Baron up to 8 here. Helena with 6+3, 109+1. Memnon still needs to find a Fremen bump for the memo call at this point, by the way. We move on to what is surely be the last round here, and it is the battle for Carthag! Baron gets an extra troop, huge. Baron finds recruit mission around too late. He really wanted that last round. Helena finds bribery, which...
Might go for the Fremen Steel.
Oh my goodness, mate.
Yep.
Could there be a world she finds a Fremen Steel here? I don't know if it's on. I don't think it's on.
Gotta go for the Baracus play.
Wow.
Diplomacy.
And Hundro Moritani has not drawn great. He could go Highliner and just reveal, and he gets 2 points. 1 for spice, 1 for the bump. I think that's just what Hundro does, right? And he'd think 11 is good?
It's good enough for second.
It'd be 12, in fact. He's at 9. +1 for Holtzman is 10. +1 for the spice throw is 11. +1 for the bump is 12. 12, you'd think, surely he's good enough here.
Plus, he has enough spice on reveal for Private Army to be activated.
Well, not if he goes Highliner.
It will be, because he has 2 spiceless souls in hand.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? That is nuts. Yep. So I think that's what 100 does. He just goes Highliner and reveals, and he's probably good for the next round here. This craziness hand that he's had here. I mean, it's ridiculous, but players kind of let him have it. But Helena's up first. So Helena has got Opulence. Helena's got Ixion Engineer. Both are cashable. That gets her to 8. Spice Satellite is still good for 3. So that's 11. Where can she eke points out? Is it Carthag?
Carthag. But I think I'd go for Arakeen first, to be honest. Just because
card draw.
Yeah, card draw. I have 2 actions that I can't use now. I gotta
trying to work out what the last card is. It's her signet ring, and she will know that it's her signet ring. So it now has to be Arakeen first, right?
Yep.
Arakeen is forced first. Chuck them in, and then you go signet ring to I mean, Hager Basin is not outrageous, by the way, for the 4 spice. Tiebreakers are relevant here.
Or you could go for Carthag and if you might get Sleeper's Most Awakened, last move go to Imperial Basin, something like that.
I think the spice would probably be gone by then. You could do Desert Planet to Hager Basin. Here's a move. Do you take Hager Basin now and then go Arakeen Carthag?
No, too risky. If he doesn't know.
But City Access is guaranteed. The only spot that could be taken is Hager Basin, right? That they can't infiltrate. I think that would have been my way around this. If you knew Signet Rings last, I think I'd go Basin, Arakeen, Carthag. I think the 4 spice is relevant here. But decides against it, so gonna go Arakeen first. Like, where else are you going here? Like, you're using... Like, where else are you going with Dune Desert Planet? You're not using any of the other cards. Would have gone Basin first, so... But anyways, so... Will that be jumped on here? We shall see. Memnon is up first here, and Memnon might go Hager Basin here. No. Would have got him a chance at Highliners, but just not bothering with it. Like... Hundro and Helena look favourites here to go through. It's between Baron and Memnon here, surely. Memnon just gathering troops up. Goes for the Emperor bump, of course. All for rapid mobilization. And now the Emperor Alliance is threatened. Oh my goodness me. And now Baron's got to defend, right? Which is not what he wanted to do.
Rough, because the next thing is Conspire. And then the next move is going to be Hardy Warriors. It's going to be a lot of troops.
Oh my goodness.
Be a lot of troops.
Oh my goodness.
I think Heretic has this combat in hand.
Oh my goodness. Here comes the Highliner. So Hundro finds it, so it's all going in. Private Army is in back, so that'll be 19 strength here. Hundro Moritani is surely good for the next round. Hyena is also most likely good here, so it's between Baron and Memnon, and Baron has to find it here. Baron in absolute jeopardy. He has to defend this alliance now, surely.
Yep.
It's wealth with Sardaukar Legion, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And then he has to blow it up. The strong arm.
Oh.
Because he doesn't know if there's a web of power or not, too.
Yeah, I guess he has to strong arm on the spot, right? But, I mean... He's
can't...
Not
winning this combat. He knows he's not winning this combat, so that one troop is not going to make the difference for him.
I mean, the problem is, it's like, he can't... If he was to strong arm, he's thinking, is there a way he can just put in the 1... and then strong-arm secrets, and hope he finds finesse or something to take the alliance away. I think that's the only thing he's seen. Now, the problem is, Helena's got 2 of the cards, so Baron would need either Quid Pro Quo, he'd still have to find the spice for it, by the way, or he needs finesse, which he could drop from the Emperor, but if wealth is forced, it's the question, does he strong-arm?
He has to.
I think he's going to feel strong-arm is kind of forced here, but it sucks.
Yep.
And strong arm it will be. So,
Right play.
better safe than sorry. But it's not looking good for the Baron. At all. This will be an unfortunate blow if patience goes out here.
I don't see how Heretic loses this combat.
I don't know, I mean... Weird things happen. Sonic Snoopers is sitting there. Oh my goodness. Oh, Baron's taking it back! He's decided he's gonna take the risk. And he's gonna dare Memnon to go for it.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is ballsy.
Is Heretic gonna land a finesse?
I mean, that would be cruel. Don't do it. Don't give him a... Don't go for a finesse. A finesse would be so cruel. You already got Chome directorship. Like, you are plus EV. Don't let him have that. Come on. Helena is up. If she's using Signet Ring, she's going Snoopers. So she's going to Hail Mary it. This is bad for Baron. Baron kind of wanted this as well. So that gets an entry. She's going to cycle the lot here. None of these do anything for her. I would trash the lot. I think I'd just do it now, I think.
Yeah, there's no point. Can't go to Air Teen anymore. Or I mean, Karthag. No point in holding.
And that is what we see here. Can trash it. It's an engineer. Should be noted, if she did not have another tech, she would have to have waited for revealing before trashing this. So Sonic Snoopers will be trashed. We'll just give him a hand here. So here we go. Big draw, this.
3 cards.
What do they find? 1 combat. Secret Forces is not valid, though. Charisma,
No good.
don't think helps, but there's 3 extra swords there. And Sonic Infantry is there, so who knows? So Memnon's going to go Research Station. That is a Spice Must Flow. Boundless Ambition is a freebie.
Grabs the
Oh,
Web
and
Power.
grabs Weber Power with it. Well.
He may decide to go to Inspire.
Oh,
what he gets.
man.
He may decide to
Baron
go-
has got to hope for luck here, but it doesn't look good. Oh, my goodness. So there's the point. Hunjo Moritani is surely through to the next round. 6 Spice Must Flow is bought. It's kind of ridiculous. You don't see it often. So Baron has to commit here. He has to go secrets with Tessie Humanity. But the horrible part now is if he does do it, it forces 100 to lose a troop, which is only helping Memnon. It's pretty disgusting, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty disgusting, but it's the only thing you can do now. You gotta go secrets. Oh, he's going for the spice!
He's hoping to conspire. I don't get it.
No, he's just grabbing spice for tiebreakers, I think. In case he goes secrets and he finds, like, Sleeper Must Awaken or something, he's getting the spice now. Figures no one else is going secrets here. It also gives him selective breeding options as well. If he has to do that, it just gives him options on both trips here. I don't hate the spice. To be honest, I think his race is run, which sucks. But it's not out of it yet. But he needs a miracle, does Patience. He needs a miracle. Helena got a miracle with Spice Satellites. Memnon got a miracle with Chome Directorship. Hunjo got a miracle with the immediately it kinds. Maybe Baron is due his turn. Maybe the Baron is due his turn here.
I'm at a loss for words, honestly. Team's just been. Wow.
It's gonna be a Hail Mary secrets, I imagine. And he's gonna hope that somehow he gets there. But it don't look good. Helena is up for one more action. And the best she can do is just basing, right? You might as well. There's nothing else to be done here. A spice is a spice.
Yeah.
She was going Hager Basin, but it has been blocked. Charisma is no good. Cannot get anything of any relevance here. Secret Forces, she never went High Council when she had the chance earlier and didn't go for it. So Secret Forces doing a whole lot of nothing. So it's just Imperial Basin and see how the chips land. And Memnon
Likely to conspire, in my opinion.
Memnon has the Spice Must Flow in hand. It's boundless to conspire. And Patience must realize it's gotta be over here. And then now the table must realize rapid mobilization is also on hand as well. And now they realize what is about to happen.
So here's the thing. You'll get a bump at the end of this. You can choose to get the bump with the Fremen to get the mem quarters point.
Or he takes.
Or you could deny a point.
I mean, he's just gonna steal. Like I would just steal it. There's no reason not to.
Yeah,
So here comes the selective breeding. So everyone needs to obviously discard a card or lose a troop. So Memnon can afford to drop a card. Doesn't cost him a spice. Helena has to lose Sardaukar infantry, surely. Well, actually, it's better for her to lose the troop, amusingly. Yeah, it's actually better to lose the troop. She uses 2 swords. If she loses Sardaukar, she'd have lost 3, which is insane, right?
Yeah.
Does he find it? Allied Armada. That's live.
But it's not enough.
But it's not enough.
Too little firepower.
But it's not enough. He's going to be at 15.
Heretic's going to be at 23, I think.
He's going to be at a lot. Unbelievable. I think he's going to be at that much. And Franked must lose the troop. Nothing he can do about it. So he's at 12. Yeah, Helena's at 6 with 2 dreadnoughts. But it makes more sense to drop the troop. And... wow. Wow.
Sorry, it's going to be a 19.
And Patience of Virtue is out.
Unfortunately.
Topping Group A. Avenging the defeat to Drazo. But Baron Harkonnen is coming last here. Patience is going to be eliminated. And I don't see any way around it. So there's the Ixen Engineer. There's the Opulence. Helena's going to be at 11.
Heretic's probably going to be at 12 at the end of this. 1 for stealing, 2 for the point. Oh wait, he doesn't get the mem quarters, so 11. Wow. It's gonna be 11.
It has been a wild game, this. Memnon did his best to... I mean, I still do not forgive Memnon for somehow not taking spy satellites, but Shoam directorship has dug him out of this in ridiculous circumstances.
Yeah, he's going to be at 12 at the end of this. Spice Must Flow, points stolen, 2 points for winning combat. Yeah,
and that is it. It is all over. Rapid sends them in. It's very possible all 3 of these players will go. Remember, 8 of the top 14 third places in this round will also qualify to the next one. So it's all about survival. Baron got in front, and then Baron stalled. And it is over. That's unfortunate. Yeah. It is what it is. It's been a shame. It sucks to have you leave us at this juncture. But it is what it is. So combat will go. Baron can't even pay for Allied Armada. So yeah, should be at 6, should be at 12 actually. Because that's that counts with artillery. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 12. Private Army will get the 2 for Hundro. I'll be honest, like, I don't think Baron has made that many mistakes this game. I think he's been a little bit unfortunate. Like Memnon finding Chodorek was a ridiculous stroke of luck.
Yeah.
Let's not make any bones about this. It's been kind of insane. So I don't think Patience has played bad. I don't think Patience has not played badly this game. It's one of those ones where someone had to lose here. And it's just not happened. Not finding the Spice Must Flow last round or this round has been mortal. So Patience loses. He's out.
What a tight game, though.
Memnon finishes with 12. Hundro finishes with 12. Helena finishes at 11.
What a game.
What a ridiculous finish to this match. Not a bad way to start the knockouts, eh?
Yeah.
Ugh. I mean...
It was a tight match, indeed.
You got lucky in the end, I would say, but yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot to talk about here. Let's make no bones about this. We could be here a long time discussing
I must
everything.
say, I did witchcraft for Heretic. I called out his Chone directorship.
That was, I mean, this was just filthy. I don't know where it is, by the way, but
It's in the trash.
it's in the trash. What a filthy.
I'm losing to Test of Faith. That is the thing I'm losing to.
What a
That's
filthy
insane.
time to fight. I mean, this was really ridiculous. First of all, like, I know Patience isn't here. I honestly feel bad for him. I don't think he played bad at all here. Like, he messaged saying he's playing sloppy. I don't think he played that bad. You know, I think he was a bit unlucky in places. He took chances. I think everyone took some chances here, and he just did not pay off at all. You know, he got everything he wanted early on, and he really wasn't able to capitalize. He might watch this back, and he might feel different and type different and whatever, but I don't think he played bad at all. But, I mean...
I had to ask both of you guys, Heretic and Frank, why didn't you guys pop this spy satellites? Like, even just to deny.
My deck decided not to go for that, so
Yeah, I mean,
well.
I get you not going for it, although because we assumed like that Hundro was going for it like almost all day, and then
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't feel any threats, honestly. I just wanted to.
You knew you were secure for second at least.
Yeah, I knew. No, I was not thinking of that. I was just thinking about like my speed, and if I try to cock, I mean, I'm blocking as much as I can while I took both his cards as well. I even think I took Heretic starting card, like with Liet Kynes. That was pretty lucky intrigue, right? But yeah,
Yeah, I was set up to take the lead kinds. I was
Yeah.
earlier.
that
wait
wasn't.
for
Yeah,
it,
I mean
but
to get Liet Kynes on the front row and find the intrigue just let you pick up immediately. That was disgusting.
Yeah, it was disgusting indeed.
There was a lot. There was a lot of disgusting things this game. To be fair,
Hmm.
like a lot happened. I mean, it was just we knew going into this, like someone had to lose here, and that was gonna.
Yeah.
And then that's the case of a lot of these knockouts. Like all these round of 14s, there's so many good players. Like it is what it is. But I mean, it was there were twists and turns. There was drama. There was some ridiculous finds.
to be honest, I would for surely lose if he did the turn before this one. If he took 2 spies, that would be game over. But I was banking on that he didn't have it, and he didn't have it. the key card here.
It was such a harsh game, really. But I was happy to like find it in me to go a combat strategy because I never played that, and I think it was my only.
Yeah,
the
I mean, it was
only
a
way.
huge decision to go Dreadnought early. Like, that was a brave call. Like, there was...
Also with like opulence and spending.
Yeah, and then you found, and then you literally went Carfag later that round and found your other Dreadnought. So I was like, okay, that feels not so bad then. But yeah, that was a massive call to go artillery
Also,
Dreadnoughts.
I think, I mean, the Jerem, right? The dictatorship really turned it around for Heretic, right? He was out of the game. And
Yeah,
then,
we were. I mean, Heretic was looking in all sorts of problems. I mean, this is like a crazy
Uh,
find. I mean, that was
that
nuts.
was
Turn
some
two
great
alliances.
stuff.
That's one of the crazier draws I've seen this tournament. And I've seen like what happened with Sean when he stole, like, with finesse, he found it with Leet Kynes and found that this is more insane. Like, what a ridiculous find. But I mean, that's the way it goes. Sometimes,
Mm-mm.
you know, you had like 13 persuasion and you had boundless ambition, so sometimes crazy stuff happens. But with Jessica out and Leet Kynes out, it was...
Fucking 6 space must flow.
I know that's up there. That's you know, yeah. That's why I say I think I say when Patience watches back, I legit feel sorry. Someone was gonna just fall victim to this brutality, and it happened to be him today. It sucks. Like, he had such a combative and like fighting group. You know, he lost early, was desperate to get the win back, and he got it, and he topped the group. So he'll be bitter and annoyed to have not made it through, and I can understand.
I
that,
feel sorry because he also was like making it happen because our timing
He
schedule
shouldn't
was
beat
so tight.
himself up about the play.
No,
not
he had to take
securing
a
his
chance.
alliance.
He had to take a chance and hope he just miracled. So the problem was that
Yeah.
Helena already discarded 2 of them. So it was
I
very-
would get that point on the Mimo quarters here anyways.
Yeah.
It was just the
Well, yeah,
steal
the
from
problem
him.
was, like, Baron was looking for this, and Baron was also looking for that, and both.
Yeah.
So that was
And
the
I had
problem.
no use for
Yeah,
them.
so that's exactly what he was looking for, was for that, just to give him any chance here. But I think by this point it was probably over. So
Congratulate you two guys, Frank and Heretic.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats.
Congrats.
and that is going to do us here for this match. If you wanted an indicator for what the rest of this tournament is going to look like, there you go. A savage game. Brutal. Cutthroat. Where every little thing that doesn't go quite right is going to get pounced upon so quickly now. The quality of players that have made their way this far is so good that you're going to need a little bit of luck, and it wasn't for Patience today. As I said earlier, I do sympathize with Patience. I don't think he played that bad, to be honest. He needed some strokes of luck, and he didn't get it. Heretic, like, me and Lannister did say that it was looking like he was going to be out of this tournament, and the impact that Cho and Dredge had, not just the fact it was 4 bumps, but the momentum shift that it resulted in getting those bumps, in getting memo quarters, in challenging alliances is crazy. There's no way to quantify if Heretic doesn't find Cho and directorship there, whether he still makes it through. We'll never know. But what a crazy, crazy draw that was. One of the most ridiculous I've ever seen in my life. As it is, Heretic wins the match. He goes through to the next round. Ugotfranked will also join the quarterfinals. Toll with 11, surely looking good for a 3rd place qualifying spot as well. And Patience is a virtue. Unfortunately, will leave us at this stage. And there's going to be more of this. There's going to be more games of this absolutely enthralling contest here. But man, it's savage to watch. If you want to see more of it, you can follow the channel, of course. I've got a Ko-Fi. You can support that. Man, what a competition we have ahead of us. Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you in the next conflict.